Hey guys, Mr. Sonnenberg here. Today we're talking yet again about plants for food and fiber. You're probably thinking, oh, does this topic ever end? Well, it does, because this is the last screencast in topic one. But what I'm doing is I'm breaking them down into small screencasts so they're a little more interesting, a little easier for you to watch. And I need your feedback to tell me, did you like them better short, or would you just like one big long one? And I think I know what your answer is going to be, but it's always good to have your feedback, so please come to me with your feedback. So again, like I said, plants for food and fiber, topic 1, people and plants, science 7 students, all you crazy science 7 students. And what we're talking today in this last screencast is a few things. And the first thing we're going to talk about is, plants for transportation and construction. Now, rubber. We've seen rubber all over the place. Now, there's two types of rubber. We have natural rubbers and we have synthetic rubbers. Now, natural rubber is one of the most important plant products that people use. So we get natural rubber from the Brazilian rubber tree, which is pretty awesome. There are such things as rubber trees. What? So this Brazilian rubber tree is actually going to produce natural rubber, and we use these rubber, we can use it for several different uses, right? And we know some of the uses of rubber. But then on the other side there's synthetic rubber, which is, remember, synthetic means manufactured, and it's made from coal and oil byproducts. But natural rubber is also an important ingredient in that synthetic rubber as well. So we can make that rubber, the synthetic, but we also use the natural rubber. So natural rubber, like I said, Brazilian rubber tree, and there are rubber trees, believe it or not, which is pretty darn cool. And you just take a look at that picture there, you're going to see that that's one use. So a lot of it though is we use up our natural resources, and we use up a lot of natural resources, especially in North America. Because we process a lot of things, so we use up a lot of our coal and our oil byproducts and natural gas and such to produce our plastics. And you think the whole process of if we just think about how much oils and coals and such we use, just think about the process of creating a burger at Wendy's and what goes into processing the meat and feeding the animal, and then making the condiments and processing the wrappers and the plastic cups and all that stuff. And it's insane. It's crazy. So anyways, moving on. So we look at plans for transportation and construction. So one, like I said, we can use it for rubbers, and we know all the different uses of rubbers that we have. Tires and elastic bands and belts and whatever we use rubber for. But another thing was, and you just think back, canoes were carved from trees by Aboriginal people. And so the canoes, okay, just take a look down here. Here's a picture of a canoe. I'm sure you all know what a canoe is. I hope you do. But they're actually carved from trees. So we take a plant, a tree, and we can use it as a form of transportation. And you guys are learning in social studies that the word portage, and then also talking about how these European explorers, they use these canoes and these boats, and the First Nation people use canoes and such to get down, say, the St. Lawrence Seaway, right? So, but lubricants are provided from coconut and castor bean oils, so we can use lubricants as well as, I don't know if anyone's ever worked in a big piece of equipment and such, but we have lubricants that have to be used in joints and stuff. But the construction industry in North America uses wood, softwood lumber from British Columbia, as building material. So we use trees. I built my house, well, my dad, my wife, and I did, but it's pretty awesome experience. And I know I've showed you guys pictures in earlier screencasts from different units like structures and forces, but I used, well, in the basement we used ICF, so it was like interlocking shapes, and we poured concrete and it was insulated. But then on the main floor we used wood. Well, where does wood come from? It comes from trees, softwood lumber, and that's how I built my house. So I used it for construction. How is it used for transportation? Well, it could be used canoes. How else did they use it for transportation? Well, they used to make wagons and stuff. Where did they make them from? Wood, from trees. So all that stuff, we can use plants for transportation. We can use it for construction as well. And We can use rubber as well for transportation and tires, and we can use it in different parts of construction as well. But we also use plants for fuel. Ooh, cool, hey? So wood or coal, which are fossil fuels, are used to heat homes. Okay? And then we can take sugar and we can turn it into ethanol, and wood can provide methanol. I'm not rhyming here, okay? It's not. So then wood alcohol. So fuel from plants, we find it to be very economical, which means that basically we can use it and it'll last a long time for us. And it doesn't cost a lot, but not energy efficient. So because a large amount of energy is needed to grow the plants, and a lot of energy is lost when they're converted to fuel. So we have this conversion that occurs, and so it takes us a lot of energy to grow, but then we use a ton of energy when we actually convert to fuel. So they're not energy efficient. So we'll just talk about a recipe for fuel. So take the carbohydrates like starch and cellulose that make up a majority of plants. We use enzymes to break them down into fructose, the sugar found in fruits and honey, and then mix the fructose with salt water and hydrochloric acid. Then what you do is you add a solvent, in this case butanol, also derived from plant matter, to protect the resulting HMF from reacting with the water, then extract it. And then this versatile molecule can be used to create plastic polymers and other chemicals. And by adding copper-coated catalyst, the HMF can be converted to DMF, a fuel that provides more energy than ethanol. Now that seems very confusing, I'm sure. So just want you to know, though, mainly that we can use plants for fuel, and there's a recipe where we derive our fuels from a series of different reactions and processes that are derived from fuel. Okay, so anyways, guys, that is the final screencast talking about plants for construction, transportation, and plants for fuel. And just know that we take these plants are very important, not just for our survival, but we use them every day in different forms. And sometimes we don't even think we're using it. When we're wearing a cotton shirt, we don't think, oh, this came from plants. We just think it naturally grew, a shirt just grew on a tree. No, we don't think that. But anyways, hopefully this has helped you. Okay, so that's concluding all our screencasts on topic 1. And if you have questions, please bring them to class or send me an email or some kind of message on Wolf Apps. All right, talk to you later. Bye.